thank you, Kate, for reaching out to me.
Sure.
Thank you, Steve, for finding interest and wanting to join. I think that we all have the same mentality as far as like burnout and like what we want to accomplish. And so I'm really excited to see where this goes.
Genuinely, like, after we said done, I think this kind of stuff we need to talk about more.
I haven't stopped recording.
You little dick.
Just keeps going.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is these are the these are the little clips that you can do.
Because
like,
genuinely, like,
thing,
I mean, Sam, you've been doing this stuff for forever. But like you just said, like, we have all experienced burnt out in different ways, and we are our worst critics. And going through that, like, I need to have that schedule and being consistent. Or the people that play games, like the same game every day, because that's what gets them views. And I'm just like, where's the joy in that? And I think the more we can talk about the realness of it, we can help break down those things, because it just, all it is setting up people for failure.
Yeah. And I do feel like the quickest way to hate gaming is to work in gaming. To not also, because like, I talk about, games and getting people into it and doing all these things. And then like at the end of the day, like I just sit and veg out and I don't want to do anything and I don't want to play video games. And like, even if a game comes out, like it's got to be real compelling to me to sit down and play now. Cause I'm just like, whatever. Like it's just going to burn out in 2 weeks. And then cool. That's like how many, cause I look at it and I'm like, oh, well, how many views is this person going to get while playing it? And then, okay, cool. For this sponsorship that we're doing, okay, this is what it's getting. But like, I'm like, oh, it's fun to watch or makes me happy to watch, play it or whatever. But like, there really hasn't been anything lately that's like brought me joy. Even like New World, when we were talking about that for like a hot second, like that I alpha beta tested that game for like 4 years. Like they announced that game like 4 or 5 years ago, and it's changed so much. And like, I really had hopes that it would be like, give me that Star Wars Galaxies thing again. But it just like, cool. Now it's gotta be like World of Warcraft, Yeah. That's what it has to do.
I don't know if I've thought about this a lot, and I think it's because I want another Skyrim. I want a game that's going to suck me in, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, okay, well, is it the game itself, or is it the developer, or is it that like literally we live in a society where like it's instant gratification, and then like our attention is so quick to move on that we don't give anything a chance anymore. And like, I'm guilty of it. I play 3 games. I play League of Legends, I play TFT, and then I play Cozy Grove. And that's it. Like, but I want to spend 500 hours in a game. Like I want to, I just don't know where that is. And
I see that collectively, like across Twitter, I constantly am seeing creators say that same thing. Yeah. It is curious.
Yeah, they're just like, I don't want to play, like, I know, I mean, like, you look at the big creators and stuff, like, they're playing games because they have to now, because it's like, all right, cool. And I think there was a TikTok that I saw recently. The guy's like, oh, so you had a video go viral, and they're like, oh yeah, how do I stay relevant? I'm like, yeah, you have to do that same thing for every single video 4 times a day for the next, year, or you're not relevant anymore. And I'm just like, man, that sucks. Like, because I do see that happening a lot. Because you're like, oh, you initially follow somebody because you like the game, and then you're like, why am I following this person? And you're like, oh, because of XYZ thing, but they're not doing that anymore, so I'm gonna unfollow them.
Yep.
So like, I try to give creators the benefit of the doubt and try to follow them for personalities, which is why I like more variety streamers, because like I don't want to see the same thing every single day. Like I get bored too.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Unless you really are there for the community, in which case, again, I don't care what game you're playing at that point. Like I'm here for the personality and the community.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because yeah, there can only be so many battle royale games that I'll watch a person
Oh
play.
my god.
Or like
There can only be so many battle royale games in real life. There are too many. There are too many, okay? It needed to stop so long ago. There's gonna be a freaking Halo battle royale, and it's gonna be like,
I'm up for that though. Like I'll play that
No,
one. Like I'll
stop.
play it. Like, you know, I'm waiting for it.
no.
But it's I do like though when the original one came out, that was like a mod to DayZ and like PUBG or whatever.
Yeah.
There was another mod in the Arma community called Wasteland, and you could like build bases and do all that stuff. And I played the crap out of that, and I loved that thing. And I like flew helicopters
Isn't that
around.
Rust now?
No, it changed. Rust was a spin-off. Like they built their own game like engine for it, but I know the original PUBG was built on the Arma game engine, and I'm pretty sure Bluehole, whoever's owns PUBG, it's still very similar, but like it was more of like a realistic like military simulator or whatever. So like, you know, you had distance and bullet travel and all that stuff, and but you could build like crazy military bases, and that's all I did. Like I just flew helicopters around, just driving people places, and then just built bases, and then people would go shoot each other. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna go build stuff back here. You know,
I'm out.
I mean, I guess like that. I need a competitive Sim City. Like, is that a thing? Can we make Sim City esports a thing? Like, let's do that.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay, so
amazing.
the first time I ever played SimCity, it was on my parents' like really shitty computer back home. I don't know. I was probably like 10. And it was like when Windows 98 was still a thing. Anyway, I built a whole bunch of roads and then added some buildings and then burnt the whole city down because I forgot to build a fire department.
It's the first thing you built. That's one of the first things. Like
I didn't know that.
Like my dad's a firefighter, so I never forgot the fire station.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep. You're like, you have a job. Yep. Nope. It was burned down.
I played the original SimCity on like an Apple IIe, like real like black and white.
Yeah.
And then I think the other one that was really fun was Sim Ant, where it was just it was just building ant colonies, which was very weird. Like they had a weird, like they did the SimCity stuff, but then they were like, oh, you can be an animal and like, all right, go in the environment and do this. And you're like, this is
Kate's
weird.
looking it up.
Yeah.
Sim Ant was an actual game. Like it's not it's not a
Sim
Mandela
Ant.
thing. Yeah, Sim Ant was a real thing.
It's not a Mandela.
Yeah, it was not a Mandela thing.
Real.
Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, Sim Ant was a thing. I want to say like they
I
had.
played Echo the Dolphin.
That was fun. That game was.
I didn't know
familiar.
What to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody ever remember Dr. Brain? Because nobody I talk to ever does.
Not ringing.
It was
a
a
bell.
PC game, early 90s.
Dr. Brain?
It was amazing. It was basically a mad scientist and a mouse switch their brains, and your whole job was to get the brain back.
Pinky in the Brain?
No. Dr. Brain.
Because I remember I played
game.
Because I remember my dad got a computer from Radio Shack, and it was a Tandy computer. And my mom was doing her master's at that time, so like that was what she was using to like type and stuff, and it was DOS based. And I was like 6 or 7, and I knew DOS commands on how to like load all my games and stuff. So like it makes me really sad that I forgot all of that stuff. But like I learned to read on a computer. There was this like Squishy Bear reading program that I like learned to read and like do stories on that computer, which was really cool.
Wait, that's really neat. I played Barbie Riding Club. My favorite horse was Strawberry.
Nice. I remember one of my favorite games was a Crayola game, and you got to mix and create your own crayon colors and name them.
Yes, perfect. Perfect.
My daughter today on her tablet was literally just playing a game. It was just tie-dyeing clothing. And she's like, Dad, look at this shirt I made. Look at this bathing suit. Look at this dress. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, I'm looking at these designs and I'm like, you could have make a shit ton of money selling these things now. Cause like tie-dye's really cool again. Yeah. I'm like, let's make a business and get you know, an influencer. Let's do this. So
Oh boy.
But
Oh
it's, I
boy.
mean, she's 5 and she'll be like, oh yeah, I turned on the TV and found my show. And I'm like, we have like 14 streaming apps for all of your stuff. She's like, oh yeah, it's in Paramount Plus. It's in Netflix. Like she knows exactly where it was. I'm like, you're 5. Like,
Dude.
yeah, it's nuts.
Kids are
It's
smart.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, then it's just scary to think, because what we grew up with, and then now where we are at in the point of our technology, and then these kids growing up with the stuff and how quickly they're getting. What does that mean when they're our age? Where are we going to be with technology? It's going to be insane.
Hopefully on the moon. Like, because like we were promised flying cars, and that was not. That's
It's
not
true.
a thing.
What the heck, man?
Like, like as an elder millennial, like we grew up with the whole like, I remember dial-up internet, and like
Yep.
I played MMOs on dial-up internet. Like that's insane to do that. And I figured, like, my brother and I figured out a way that we could go to school and download the updates on the cable internet that they had at school and burn them onto a CD, and then come home, drag and drop the files into our computer so we could actually do it. Because if not, you had to, like, if you pushed a patch on a game, it would take you 3 days to download a 400 meg file, and now it's like, all right, cool. Like if, an email doesn't load quick enough on my phone, I'm pissed off.
Yeah,
So,
actually though.
Yeah.
but yeah, like my daughter is so weird. Like she's like, oh yeah, this is just the internet in our house, right? And I'm like, no, it's the whole world. And she's like, you invented it? Like she asked me if I invented the internet. I tweeted about it, and I'm like, because it was just so ridiculous. I'm like, she asked me if I invented the internet. And I'm like, we would not live in this house if we invented the internet. Like
Maybe she's just like, oh, he's modest. It's
well,
fine.
yeah, I know. It's just a normal house. But like, it's just stuff like that you take for granted, that you're like, oh, like she's never not had the internet. She's never not had any show that she's ever wanted in 2 button clicks, or
she's never had to wait for the time of the show.
She doesn't know what she doesn't know what commercials are. Like,
must be
we don't
nice.
have that. Yeah, like we don't have that stuff. Like a phone, like a real phone, like that's not a thing.
Like a landline. Yeah.
We still have a landline phone in our house. It's not connected to anything, just as like it was it's my wife's grandma's phone, and it's a rotary.
An artifact.
Yes, that's
it's
awesome.
a rotary too. So like we have it just as like a piece on the wall, but it's
decoration.
Yeah, for them.
You should put that in a museum.
We should. It's old enough.
Put some glass around it.
Yeah, but they they try to talk on it and stuff, and like they come in here and see all my like equipment, and like they'll watch my like YouTube shows and stuff, and it's super adorable. And I'm like, what is the technology going to be like? Yeah, when you're 15, 20, like what's that going to look like?
Dude, but also, have you noticed that we're going backwards?
Yeah, I mean with
Like,
everything.
We're with technology, especially. Like, who wanted a flip phone? I hope they make the Sidekick again.
Oh God, I would love that. Like I would, yeah.
What, they made the Razor again?
Oh,
Or
the
what?
Razor Red edition. That was my fave.
see?
I had my favorite cell phone was the LG Chocolate. I had that one, that slider one.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
nice.
so nice. But
Mine had. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was working at Circuit City when all of those phones came out. Yeah, I think RIP.
Oh my god.
And we could get like any, like, cause they had the Verizon kiosk, and like, I would just go up and I'd be like, yo, can I have that phone? And they just like, they didn't care. They'd switch it out for you all the time, cause you just pop your SIM card in. It's not fancy cloud stuff anymore. So like, I'm gonna Razor, Chocolate, whatever. But the Chocolate one, like, you had the callback tones and stuff. Like certain people could listen to certain music when they called you and all that fun stuff, and like put in different.
Did you guys
for
have
everybody.
your month-to-month cards? And like when you were texting, I had it. So when you text, every like nut or letter was like 5 cents or something. I don't know what it was. It might have not been that much, but so I had to like figure out a way to like text. So I like saved my money as much as I could.
God.
Yeah.
Because I'd only afford like a $25 card every month.
I don't think I really started like texting until that. I think that phone, like, Cause I had a phone I had a phone right when I turned 16 when I could start driving. Cause like we lived in the country. So like if you got stuck on a dirt road, like you needed to call someone. But yeah, I don't think, I mean, we're still calling, like I was still calling people for a long time. And like, now it's like, why are you calling me? Don't call me. Just
get
like
anxiety from calls.
I call people because I get frustrated texting now. Now I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to ask this person a question. I'm going to call them and then I'm going to hang up. And it's going to take so much less time.
It's true.
I tend to do that on Slack with work stuff. I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, I got like 15 tabs open and I'm typing things and I'm like, it's just easier for me to talk. Like I do
that on Discord.
Yeah. I'll just huddle you and you're fine. And then like, we'll talk about this. And they're like, is there something wrong? And I'm like, no, it's just, you know.
No, but if this were an office, I would literally just walk up to your desk.
Exactly. That's me walking up to your desk.
When I worked in an office and I did that, I was in trouble and they'd say, can you please email me?
No, not anymore.
Yeah. Like 3 cubicles away. And they would be like, they'd be like, actually, can you email this, please?
I don't want,
I don't want emails. Don't send me emails.
I've had too many emails. So many things. I'm like dreading my inbox tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's manageable, but at the same time, it's just like, oh my God, there's so many things that I need to like filter and go through and do everything. But even Discord is getting to the point where I'm like overloaded with the amount of things that I get. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, do I need to be in this many communities now? And like, I really need to like clip back a lot of them.
Yeah.
I go through like once a week and just, first of all of my notifications for every server is off.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't get any notifications for anything. And then, secondly, I think I'm part of I'm part of like less than 15 servers. And to be honest, I don't even look at them.
Oh yeah.
I look at the one for work and I look at mine. And then if someone does like an at everyone in like 2 or 3 specific servers, that's it. But like I'm part of a Photoshop one. I'm going to leave this right now. I'm leaving it. Like I'm part of a Sims one for what? Like
for why, yeah.
Okay, that's gone. I'm part of the League of Legends one. Have never looked at it.
Yeah.
Just gonna leave. Okay.
Well, I know
that was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of them, like some of them, like the community ones, they're like, oh yeah, we're building a community. And then it just turns into like everybody like, oh, come watch my stream. Follow me here. Yeah. And you're like, no, I don't want to. Like, I'm not posting that. Please don't. I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I made a climbing one for the gaming community.
That's cool.
So that's like my community focused hobby server, because I think that the gaming community could benefit from, I think the climbing / gaming community could benefit from a server for like meetups and stuff like that. Like, but I have not been spending time building it out. So
yeah, getting people to go and touch grass.
It's for climbing, like it's for inside too. Like basically I want people who live in opposite sides of the world, right, to be able to be like, oh, you're in the gaming industry too, like let's link up, or like, do you need a climbing buddy? Or if someone's going on a climbing trip, like, hey, does anyone want to go? Like, is anyone interested in meeting up? Or alternatively, hey, who's all going to PAX? Like, let's figure out a day to go climb.
Yeah.
So I kind of want it to encompass all of that. And I think eventually I can get it to that, but I'm not trying that hard right now. So that's my fault.
Yeah. And I know in the gaming community, there is a couple other, like, I know there's like in LA, there's a lot of stuff like that. There's like a golf, there's like a golf one that has recently popped up. And then I think there's a couple, I know the gig one, they do like, if you're in the, esports and gaming thing, they do like a weekly you know, Zoom, everybody's on, you know, screen talking and stuff. And like, I did it for a while because like it was right at the start of the big pandemic and everybody was doing the, you know, big Zoom calls. And then I'm just like, no,
this is too much.
Yeah. Like
this
if
is
I do,
asking a lot.
yeah, if I do another Zoom happy hour, I'm gonna lose it.
Dude. My old job started doing them every day.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Every day.
No.
They were, because they were all so bored. And I was like, this is way too much.
You could tell, I think the people who are truly invested in those are the people who don't know how to like remote work. Like they're the people who are like, they need to stand by the coffee machine and talk to every person who comes in there. And they're like, I can't get that anymore. And like, I mean, for me, like I haven't worked in an office in almost 5 years now. Like even before pandemic, I was remote. And like, that was a big culture shift, like going to that and, you know, figuring out how to operate and do all that stuff. And like now, like I have an office, like I can go to an office. It's, you know, 20 minutes from where I'm at, but like, do I need to? No. You know, do I want to like ever again? I don't really know. You know, some stuff is nice. So like, you know, if you're on calls or whatever and like you're presenting, it's sometimes nice to be in the same room as like everybody that you're presenting with. But like at the end of the day, like, no, I don't need to get up and drive and go there and like look presentable and like all that stuff. I think that's the biggest thing. It's
pants and pajamas.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, business from the armpits up, you know.
I was going to do a TikTok this morning. And I just was like, you know how there's those TikToks where it's like, get ready with me. Yeah. And like, they put on like all of this nice stuff and like, they're so stylish and stuff. I was literally just going to put on yoga pants and a sweatshirt, call it a day. Get ready with me. Work from home edition.
Yeah. There's one, like I think it went like semi-viral in the last like couple days. And it's a girl and she's in front of her coffee machine, like rapping, and it's like 8:50, 8:59, and then 9 o'clock, her just like doing like super businessy. Yeah. Like that one's really good.
So you're going to be following my structure.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
It is so good. I love that. So relatable.